talk to us just a little bit about your investigatory process to make sure you didn't go too far out on a limb that wasn't stable.
Sure. And thank you so much for your comments, Megyn. So I handled this story as I would any of my investigations, which is to say that one must validate the claims of a whistleblower. And in this case, it required a very high degree of validation because the claims were so important to the field of Alzheimer's research, involving, as you said in the earlier segment, a seminal paper that has had a lot of influence in the field. And so the way I went about it is that I wanted to investigate the veracity of his concerns based on his analysis of, actually turned out to be well over 170 images in two categories, one involving the Cassava Sciences experiments and related experiments from scientists who are affiliated with that company in some way, and the other involving Sylvain Lesny and Karen Ash's work and independent work by Sylvain Lesny. And so what I did is I wanted to look at two categories of validation. One is image forensic analysts who are experts in understanding how these images could possibly be doctored and how that might have been done. And the second category were experts in the field of Alzheimer's research. And in that latter category, I really wanted to make sure that I was not just going to critics of the amyloid hypothesis. I wanted to go to a range of people who understood the technology well, understood the science deeply, and would have no reason to be critical or supportive one way or the other. And I was able to give each of these scientists and forensic analysts the full Schrag dossiers on both the Simufilm case and also the Lesny work. And what I found is that every single scientist who evaluated these images and the forensic image analysts all agreed that his work was credible, it was well suggested the possibility of misconduct or, at the very least, terrible errors.
And just to take a step back, in terms of how it got to you and in your lap in the first place, the good doctor was very smart because he understood, as a whistleblower, he needed to bring this to the NIH, but he well understood how slow those wheels of justice could move. And so tell us what else he did.
Sure. So I had been talking with Matthew Schrag beginning in December of last year, and this was a point at which he was largely through with the analytic work that he had done on the Cassava Sciences issues. But he was, as any, I think, expert would be doing, trying to refine his skills further. And in so doing, he stumbled on, you might say, the Lesny issues, the issues related to this very important amyloid beta protein that was dubbed Star 56 by Sylvain Lesny and Karen Ash. And it was really around the time I started talking to Schrag that he started to see this happening with Lesny. And I was talking with him. I remember quite distinctly as he started to describe it to me. In a sense, both of our jaws dropped at that moment. We both realized that this was something of some great significance, in some ways much more important scientifically than the Cassava Sciences issues, because of the wide influence that the Sylvain Lesny and Karen Ash study had and their other work in the same realm. So he came to me for a couple of reasons. One is that, as you say, he wanted to see it get a wider audience. He also wanted to work through a venue that would have the scientific backdrop and expertise to do a close examination of this. Science Magazine, of course, is a scholarly journal, but also our journalistic portion of the magazine, we have access to a lot of good expertise and a lot of ability to delve deeply into these kinds of technical matters.
Yeah, with all due respect to People, there's a reason he didn't go to People magazine. He wanted He wanted somebody
Yes.
who could really fact check him and not just rubber stamp what he was saying. He seems like a true seeker of truth. So he
Yes.
comes to you. He went to the NIH, and it sounds to me like the NIH is not doing much so far. Am I correct about that, Charles? It seems like it's basically
Well,
saying we'll take a look at it if we deem this complaint credible.
yeah, I mean, I think the NIH is pretty opaque about what they do. I think we
Yeah.
can read the tea leaves. It looks like they referred it to something called the Office of Research Integrity, which is part of the Health and Human Services Department, kind of a sister agency to NIH. This is a pretty small outfit within the federal government that takes another look at it. So what you're talking about is an initial look and then a second look by a second federal agency. And then if they deem the concerns raised by Schrag to be potentially credible, then they might refer it to the University of Minnesota in this case, where Sylvan Lesnie and Karen Ash work. And it appears that that's what happened, but we don't know for sure. That we do know that the University of Minnesota is doing their own close look at this, or so they say.
Samantha from Arcadia, California is as excited as I am about Genucel's transformative results. She says, I love Genucel plant stem cell therapy. I've used it all over my face, under my eyes, and it cleared up the dry flakiness, even reducing my forehead lines. Someone even asked if I had work done. Nope, just Genucel, she writes. Thank you. Genucel has sold over 1 million products to women and men across this country. Fine lines, forehead wrinkles, dark spots, sagging jawlines, even those annoying bags and puffiness under your eyes, gone without risky or invasive procedures. And with its immediate effects product, there are guaranteed results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. See the difference for yourself with 65% off their most popular packages at Genucel.com. Right now, their most popular packages, which is all their best products, includes a free month supply of the original Genucel under eye bags and puffiness treatment. Visit Genucel.com/MK. Enter MK at checkout to make sure you get that discount. Order today and get their summer essential dark spot corrector absolutely free. Go to Genucel.com/MK60. That's GENUCEL.com/MK60. Genucel.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.